Good Thursday evening, everybody. It's Meteorologist Alex Carter with you in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. Another edition of Weather Aware Live. And boy, do we have a lot to get to just over the next 3 days. So we're talking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got big changes coming in for the weekend. We've also got more of the same, too. So lots to get to. I'm going to let y'all filter in for just a moment. Let us know where you're listening from. And if you have any questions about the forecast as we're going over it, I can see your comments. That's kind of the goal here of Weather Aware Live, is to make sure that you're able to see it. So again, make sure to get your questions answered. Ask away, and we'll do our best to answer all of those as well. The forecast over the next couple of days definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Let's go ahead and show you what happened today. Just a quick breakdown. 73 degrees for the high. That just shy of the record, about 5 degrees shy of that mark set back in 1890. And again, not quite to record highs, but this is not necessarily our normal for this time of year, right? Which is 73, or which is about 59 degrees, lows in the mid-30s. So we are setting a new benchmark for this week, and we're going to get back to normal once we get to next week. So that's kind of what happened today. And what happened today is pretty much what's going to happen tomorrow and Saturday, which is going to be some more 70s and another round of morning dense fog. And, okay, there we go. Mary, good evening from Evans. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And here's the latest about tomorrow morning. So we're expecting widespread dense fog, less than half a mile of visibility. We saw some of those conditions creeping in today. Thankfully, I was out and about, went on the Edisto River this morning and afternoon, earlier in the afternoon, that is, and started to see the fog breaking around 9 a.m. in most spots. Around the river bodies, that's where this is not going to break very easily. The Savannah, especially on the River Bridge, I-20, Augusta-Aiken Highway, those are some issues. We have some issues in those areas for sure. But for us, tomorrow, the key message, allow yourself some extra time. And the reason why is because the fog is actually going to stick around for a good chunk of the morning tomorrow. We're thinking this could stick around into 11 a.m. to noon in a few areas. And I'll give you the full screen look at this. Road visibility down to even a quarter of a mile is possible. So this is going to be problematic in a few places. Just again, low beams on the headlights, extra time. Just be careful and those common sense measures, and you're going to be good to go as that fog begins to settle in. Now let's get to tomorrow afternoon. Highs are going to get into the mid to upper 70s. We'll get more breaks in the clouds by the afternoon hours. And tomorrow evening is dry and it's warm. If you like to do something on Friday night, don't hesitate, because it's going to be a comfortable evening here in the CSRA. January with evening temperatures in the 70s. That's just not something you get to say every day, that's for sure. And let's go into your weekend real quick. So let's take it to Saturday. And for Saturday, temperatures in the upper 70s. It is going to be warm. We're going to get close to the record high of 80 degrees. And that was set back all the way in 1949. So we're going to get close to that Saturday. Saturday's sequence is, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to unpack about Saturday, more than just the showers, the fog, and the warmth. And then we get to Sunday. Look at that, 20 degrees of a high temperature drop. Some places drop about 25 degrees from your high temperature on Saturday to your high temperature on Sunday. It's going to be cold and windy, not expecting rain during the day Sunday whatsoever. And here's how that looks when it comes to the storm chances. There it is on Sunday. We were expecting the afternoon and evening to bring that potential for storms. The further past sunset we get, the lower the risk of storms. If these move in a little bit earlier in the afternoon, we have a possibility of a few thunderstorms. Some gusty winds would be the biggest hazard with those. Some gusts up to 40 to 60 miles an hour couldn't be ruled out. The chance of a tornado, I'm not necessarily anticipating that whatsoever. I don't want to scare you. I don't want you to get panicked about it. There's a lot of spin in the atmosphere, however. These springtime and wintertime cold fronts bring a lot of horsepower, so there's a lot of spin to them. So the key message to note is we're not expecting severe weather, but again, if we get enough sunshine, which we will update you on, a few strong to maybe even severe storms can't be ruled out, mainly on the Georgia side of the river, and that's going to be on Saturday. Breaking this down, again, the fuel for storms is not very impressive, and let's show you what that looks like. Look at this. This is at about 4 to 5 in the afternoon. Not much to these, okay? So the fuel for storms is just not very well pronounced, and we're not expecting that to change. So it's nothing to get panicked about. I think it's just going to be mainly a foggy morning and a windy afternoon, and a few of you see a couple of brief downpours. That's really what this is looking like and trending towards. Now let's combine the wind energy, the spin of the atmosphere combined with the fuel for storms. When you combine those two, this is the index for severe weather. And you see we're on nearly, essentially, the lowest part of the scale here. Not very impressive for where we're at. So we're here, and through the afternoon, that's not going to change very much. I mean, you see that there. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's just not a whole lot to that. Once we get to Saturday evening, I think it's possible to see a few strong storms, but again, this is not something of high concern. This is what we're watching. The most noticeable takeaway from this weekend, when it's all said and done and you get into the work week next week, and somebody asked you, what's the main takeaway from the weather this weekend? You're going to say it was windy. That's the number one thing you're going to notice, is it's going to be windy. And both days, Saturday and Sunday, we are expecting gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Even a gust up to 40 miles an hour can't be ruled out. It is going to be a blustery setup. It's a warm wind on Saturday. It's a cold wind on Sunday, and it's going to cut like a knife, in the words of Bryan Adams. It's going to be very cold, a cold wind Saturday and Sunday afternoons. And let me go ahead and take myself off the screen there so you can see that wind gust pattern better. Saturday and Sunday, gusty winds are the biggest takeaway. Here's how we can evaluate Saturday, and this is from just a couple days out. Widespread dense fog. That's happening in the morning. So the morning will bring a blanket of foggy conditions, and it will be warm. Temperatures just at about 60 degrees to start out Saturday. Then we're going to see in the afternoon gust up to 35 miles an hour with some spotty storms. This is not going to be widespread thunderstorms. These are going to be mainly hit or miss. You might stay completely dry, might I add, if you're in parts of Aiken County, if you're in Barnwell, Bamberg, Allendale counties. You might stay completely dry, but it's the gust that will catch your attention, again, with some spotty storms, mainly on the Georgia side of the river. By Saturday night, the rain's going to end, but the gusty winds, as we were showing you, will continue even into Sunday behind the front. That's just how it's going to go with this setup. And Sunday's wind will be a cold wind. I can promise you that. 76 Friday, 79 on Saturday, and then we drop like a rock Sunday into early next week. Those mornings are going to get very cold on Sunday and Monday. Or Monday and Tuesday, excuse me. We're talking 27 degrees Monday morning, 26 on Tuesday morning, and then we're going to start to warm up just a little bit into the 30s on Wednesday and Thursday mornings. So that's kind of the forecast. And good question. I'm just seeing this from Mary. Thank you, in Evans. What is causing the fog? There's a lot of different factors that cause fog. There's multiple reasons, but this particular reason for Friday and Saturday mornings is what we call advection fog. Advection fog means it's coming from somewhere. So we're transporting moisture, and I'll show you this here. Moisture's coming in off of the Atlantic Ocean, and there's that illustration, Mary, and anybody who wants to know that reason for the fog. It's coming in off of the Atlantic. So the warm air is moving over the cooler ground temperatures. That causes the air to condense, especially over overall calm winds, and that's what's going to cause that blanket of fog. So it's moisture transport from the Atlantic. That's what's causing some of that fog. Now back to your 7-day forecast. Again, we're expecting a much cooler week next week. We're getting back to what you would typically expect in January. But again, the fog, the wind, and the rain, big influences on Saturday's weather. It's just going to be cold, sunny, and breezy on Sunday. And then we get it all out of the way, and it's going to be sunny and cold, frigid, if you will, on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So that's the latest forecast. We'll have many more updates coming up tonight on Fox 34 News at 10 and 11. We hope you join us then, and we'll keep you posted on that threat of potential thunderstorms developing on Saturday. Stay safe. Be careful in this fog Friday and Saturday mornings. And again, more updates to come on our newscast tonight.